This story has been making good rounds all over social media and very many media outlets from England, Spain, and Germany, but it has gone ahead to catch my attention, and I've gone ahead to collect the necessary information that is obviously concerning this story, and I've decided to obviously come and really throw it into your public eye. Dani Olmo to Man United interest has been really hinted on, and we're here to obviously come out and really have our say about it. Eric Ten Hag has gone ahead and responded to everyone who was asking him why he took off Garnacho into the game of Chelsea and the game of Liverpool. And Willie Kambwala, one of the best players on the field of play as Man United took on the side of Liverpool. The game ended in a draw 0-0, has come out and really expressed his utmost gratitude to the fans of Man United and how he was going to obviously continue doing the needful. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as don't miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokan David is my name, and here I come to obviously bring you the latest news and information as far as everything is concerned. Continue to subscribe because we want to hit 17,100 subscribers on this channel, so do the needful and really let us flow in there for you. Thank God for the gift of life, the Muslims, Ramadan Kareem, and I think Wednesday is gonna be it, because if it was going to be today, an announcement would have gone already to be made in Mecca, but it looks like if it's not today, it's gonna be Wednesday. Sorry, if it's not tomorrow, it's gonna be Wednesday. That's when Eid is gonna be really celebrated all over the world. So how many likes? 300 likes onto this video. Now, the first people to break the story of Dan Olmo linking him to Man United were Mail Sport. They told us that Man United and Real Madrid are among the clubs maintaining a watching brief of RB Leipzig's Dani Olmo this summer. The player has a release clause of £52 million, that is 60 million euros, and that was Simon Jones, tier 1 journalist, coming in through from the Mail Sport. This was really a very enticing story for me, because I believe at this point of time there are certain things that we need to obviously get onto the levels. You know, players that are really needed by the other teams that are really credible are those that we should want. 25 years of age, he plays as a central attacking midfielder, he can play as a left forward, and he brings in a lot to the club of Man United. If you went ahead to see or watch the game of Brazil versus Spain, if you remember the goal he scored, the way he went ahead to sit down the defenders of Brazil and went ahead to score that goal with his outside boot or with the trivela, just went ahead to summarize what this boy is all about. He plays for RB Leipzig in Germany, and the reason as to why I'm really excited over this story is he can come in through to compete with Bruno Fernandes, and he can obviously come in through to compete with Marcus Rashford. You know, if Ten Hag is really seeing more of a right attacking midfielder in Garnacho, then we need a player who can really play as a left forward that can compete with Marcus Rashford. And if you've gone ahead to see Dani Olmo, he's a player who does everything right. He's not selfish, he's press resistant, he has the pace, and his creativity is really way off the wall. And he's one of those modern players that people like Ralf Rangnick were really talking about, that they're really ready for the modern game and ready for the modern intensity. But the players we're having at Man United right now, a little bit like old-fashioned. That's what I can really refer to them. They're really old-fashioned, and they cannot really match up to the levels of the game. And I've been one of those who have been complaining on how Man United doesn't really have a player that can come out and really outcompete Bruno Fernandes into that position. And I've seen very many come out and defend him for the goal he was going to score against Liverpool. But ask yourself, he scored one goal, but how many did he fail the club of Man United from scoring? That is the huge question in here onto the United Matters. For me, Dani Olmo ticks all the boxes for the player that we need at the club of Man United. He can play as a right attacking midfielder. He can also play as a false number 9. That's the beauty of him. And dynamism should be key in all the players we are going to sign this summer transfer window. We should get in a player who can play in a minimum of 2 positions. Now, Dani Olmo plays in like 3-4. You look at players, if you're looking at central defenders, we should get in central defenders who can at least play as a right back or a left back. You know, look at how challenging this season is going to be for the club of Manchester United, because we're really having limited players that can play in very many positions. If we had players that can easily swift play in positions, then would have gone ahead not to be suffering like we're suffering. But dynamism should be key for any player who is going to be brought in the club of Man United, and Dan Olmo is one of those that has that dynamism in him, and he can really give you a lot. He is really a modern player, and Real Madrid wanting him shows you that we are really clicking onto the modern player. And I think Real Madrid just want to get in a player to replace Luka Modric, because Dani Olmo can give you all the attributes of Luka Modric. He's a very calm player, he's composed, and his technical abilities are really undoubted when he's playing in the central pack of the pitch. That is it. Then we went ahead to really get another one known as Tron MC. RB Leipzig's Dan Olmo is a player Man United are looking at ahead of the summer transfer window. That is really great news for us. But Champions League football might obviously cost us signing such players. You know, he might be wanting to go to Real Madrid to obviously play Champions League football, and teams like Man City are also looking at him as a replacement of Kevin De Bruyne. Barcelona is also in for the player, so he's a hot cake, and very many huge teams are really looking at him. And the beauty of such a deal is that it has a release clause. Convince the player, put £52 million on the table, get him into your club. That is it. Then he went ahead to obviously get in a player, another journalist known as Rodriguez Faze. You know, he's so much of a Spain guy, works for ESPN. He said Dan Olmo is a target for Man United. Olmo likes Man United, the city of Manchester, and he's in love with the Premier League. If United decide to move for him, they have big chances to get the done deal and dusted. So we have big chances to obviously sign Dani Olmo, and that is really exciting. You know, the project at United is really exciting, especially if at all we really make some good clear out. But Dan Olmo likes the Premier League, and I've always told you that no team in the world, no league in the world can beat a Premier League team when they're really wanting to sign a player. That is it. Gone are the days when these players thought that La Liga was the ish thing, Italian Serie A. But right now, all players are really moving in for the Premier League, and every player wants to be playing in the Premier League. And I think that's really a very huge deal for us if we happen to obviously clinch it and see to it that we really live up to expectations and really get in players that are at the wavelength of Dani Olmo. Very good player. If he likes the city of Manchester, that means he can either go to Manchester United or Man City, and it depends on how quick we are going to react to see to it that we effect that deal and see to it that we prove that this guy is really good enough to come in through and really play for the club of Man United. Then Anil Kandola, he works for TalkSport, also went ahead and obviously said the following about the guy known as Dani Olmo. He likes Man United, likes the city and the English style. It will depend on Barcelona and other linked clubs, but I think he's more fit for the Premier League style than La Liga. For me, I'm not afraid of Barcelona. They don't have money. And look at last season. Did they get in any of their targets? No way. They just went in for third grade players. Why did they get in Ika Gundogan? Because he was a free agent. Why did they get in Cancelo? Because he was loaned to them. Why did they get João Felix? Because he was loaned to them. And now they're having two players. They want to keep on a permanent, but they don't have all what it takes. And before they really look out to signing in players like Dani Olmo, they have to first make these signings permanent. Close to 60 million euros, all 70 million euros are needed by Atletico Madrid. Then Atletico Madrid for João Felix, and Man City want close to 30 million euros, all 40 for João Cancelo, meaning they need 120 million euros. And when they are done with that, I think they won't be left with no money. For me, Real Madrid, I hear, are really afraid because they really have the money, but they also have very many deals to execute. Alfonso Alves, they want Trent Alexander-Arnold or Pedro Porro as their right back, and Alfonso Alves as their left back. They're looking at Kylian Mbappe. His deal is really going to be costly, and they might be looking into getting... Oh, sorry, the centre forward is already in. That is Endrick, and they might be looking in for other players. So it might be a little bit costly for them, you know, and getting in Dani Olmo for 60 might really cost them a very huge goal. That's why I want Man City to knock them out of the Champions League, such that they don't get in more money to obviously compete into this transfer market. Now, after that, let's go to Erik ten Hag, responding to everyone who said or who asked him why Garnacho was supposed to be taken off. He said today Garnacho wasn't his game. He wasn't that fresh, so he can usually be. We are winning at the moment. They went more offensive in that period, so to bring more control in the center of the midfield. And I think, however much, he really went ahead to put in a shift, but you cannot come out and count onto Garnacho. Against Chelsea, he had a very good game. Against Liverpool, he never really had all the best of the game as a player, and this is where I go ahead and really back the manager on what he went ahead to say about Alejandro Garnacho. So I'm really excited about Garnacho. I know he's really gonna get in a rest of like 5 days because you're playing again on Saturday against Bournemouth, and maybe the recharge is really gonna be perfect. I know the players are gonna rest for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, training days, and will be up to see that the player really shows up to the fullest. But Garnacho 7 goals so far in the Premier League. I think he's gonna hit double figures, and these are some of the signs that the Glazers, what is it called, Ineos, should be looking at for keeping Erik ten Hag. Getting in these players like Garnacho to perform, meaning that all we need is to get in players like Rasmus Højlund, age 2021, and they'll come out and really give him the best of a performance that he'll ever want, obviously coming through and really get at the club of Man United. So for me, I'm really anticipative that we're going to hit right off this season, but it's better we prepared for next season. Now, another youngster who came in through from the academy, he's a teenager, 19 years of age, Willy Kambwala, has gone ahead and really took the following to his Instagram. Proud to have made my first appearance, league start at home, disappointed not to have taken 3 points, but what a fight. Thank you for your incredible support, Old Trafford. With God, everything is possible. Willy Kambwala, he's really one of those that has gone ahead to be rated highly from the Academy of Man United, who has gone ahead to obviously give him his start. It was Erik ten Hag away. When you're playing against West Ham, he played really very well. He played 85 minutes. Then he has gone ahead to get his start at the club of Man United, and I liked his energy and mentality. 1 goal down, he cheers up the crowd of Old Trafford, especially the straight forward end, and we get back into the screaming mode again. At that age, when you act like that, it shows you that he's a player of big mentality. He's a big game player, and nothing is really going to stop him from obviously clinching the levels we're supposed to be as a player. So for me, I'm really excited for Willy Kambwala. He's really one of those players that you'll ever want to see in life come and really pass through all the ranks of the academy to really get into the first team. And a blessing disguised, he's one of those that Ten Hag is going to be looking at next season, and it's really going to be dependent on who are we going to bring in. Are we going to bring in 2 central defenders or 1? Because I would let Rafael Varane go. I would sell Harry Maguire. Those 2 can leave, and Evans can be there because he is not so demanding. Meaning that if you keep Kambwala and he's going to hit to prove himself, we should go in for Todibo, hold a breath weight, and that means you'll be having more 2 who are really going to be readily available, because next season is really going to be a huge one. We might be playing the UEFA Europa League, play on Thursday and play on Sunday, play on Thursday, then play on Sunday. So that's what I had for you here. Your thoughts on to Dan Olmo to Man United interest are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Erik ten Hag on why he took off Garnacho, and Kambwala charged for his next game against Bournemouth. I've gone ahead to see everyone saying he should start against Bournemouth, and these are the same people who are like, we don't have a chance to beat Liverpool because of Willy Kambwala. But for me, I really believed in him. I've gone ahead to see one of my subscribers and regulars, Nachita and Esther, saying that Kambwala shocked her. Obviously, I really understand how much Kambwala went ahead to shock her, because he went ahead to put in a show that was really magnificent. Rokan David is my name. I sign out for now. See you later. I'm eagerly waiting for your reactions into the comment section below. Don't go anywhere. We are bringing in more videos 3 hours from now. I sign out. Don't forget to subscribe, because we want to hit 18,000 subscribers, but we are left with a few to hit 17,100 subscribers. So let's show the love. 300 likes on this video. Dan Olmo, I excited about this transfer. If it goes through, I'll be really excited, and the recruitment of Ineos will be very, very good. But the question is, if he comes in through, where is Mason Mount going to be playing? Because Mason Mount is one of those players that you think can play in the central attack midfield role. And where is Erik ten Hag going to play Mason Mount? I'm out.